Hello everyone, welcome back to YK Reviews. As we take a break from the horror reviews, horror franchises here in the month of October, we start reviewing the latest DCEU movie, Black Adam, starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. So let's get into it here. Now, with this latest installment in the DCEU, this is going to be a spoiler review, so if you've seen the movie, feel free to spoil away, and we'll be talking about the plot, everything that happened essentially in the movie, and the big main thing is that everybody's talking about the post-credit scene, so all of that will be discussed in the video. So if you haven't seen the movie, watch the movie, come back to the video. And before we get started, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, like button, hit that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any future videos. Plenty of horror movies, horror reviews coming up for the month of October, along with so much more in the November-December months here. So subscribe so that you don't miss out on anything there. So in terms of this, my excitement level was a bit medium tier. Like, I know The Rock kept promoting it.
The hierarchy of power in the DC universe is about to change.
Things will never be the same, because the hierarchy of power in the DC universe is about to change.
And I'll be honest, I've never read the comics or anything like that, but going into this movie, my level of excitement was a little bit on the medium range. But then the post-credit scene, I'll be honest, got spoiled for me. It was all over the internet, so I kind of knew what the post-credit scene was, so that kind of lifted up my excitement just a little bit. But in terms of the actual movie in itself, for me, I'll be honest, I had a fun time with it. I actually enjoyed the movie in itself. Now, in terms of The Rock and his performances, I thought he wasn't too one-dimensional. His emotion and his expressions kind of were the same throughout the whole movie. But in terms of his performance, yeah, it's the typical The Rock action type movie. You get what you get from his type of performances. But to be honest with you, I found The Rock entertaining, serious at times, funny at times. I really liked his interactions with Hawkman, with Dr. Fate. It was a fun movie, and as I mentioned, with The Rock, with his action movies, they're very similar in terms of what he brings to the table. But I did enjoy his performance, and I thought he made a great Black Adam for me. And what I enjoyed is that the movie starts off with showing you the backstory of how Black Adam got his power. It shows off the city of conduct. It shows these rulers looking for this material that's going to basically help him create the crown for Sabak. And I really liked the cinematography and how conduct looked. My only issue with it is that I wish they explored it more, not just in the olden times and the history of it and how it looked like, but then in modern times, because in the modern times you see that it's being oppressed by Intergang and they're basically taking over, but we never got to explore that. We never got to see the history of that. We never got to see how they got involved or why they got involved and the impact it's having on people. I wish that was explored more, because you get to see, because the movie takes place in the city of conduct, and so you get bits and pieces of it, but you don't get much more of an explanation of it or exploration of it. So I wish they did more of that. But basically Black Adam wipes out the whole city, and it's trapped for 5,000 years. So you get to present day, you get the introduction to the characters. You get introduced to the side characters of Adriana and her brother and her son Amon. And I'll be honest, I liked what they did with the little boy, her son. I liked how they were giving you little bits of they were giving you little hints here and there. His room filled with DCEU characters. You had the Flash, you had Batman, Aquaman, and then the Superman posters, which cracked me up how Black Adam decides to just destroy that one. Little hints of the post-credit scene and him wearing the red cape and everything. I liked what they were doing with his storyline. However, this is nothing against the actor in itself, but some of the lines, his delivery in some of his lines wasn't as strong as it could have been. But that's just a little nitpick here and there. But I think he did a fantastic job, and I'm curious to see what they're going to do in the future with him, if he is going to get Black Adam's power, or how is it going to work, because he kind of did hint with the capes and stuff like that he might become a superhero in the future. And with his mum Adriana, I really enjoyed her character. I thought she brought a lot to the table. She wasn't those damsel in distress type characters or anything like that. She kind of like did help a lot, so I really liked what they did with her. So she basically, her and her brother and a couple of like people that go look for the crown, go look into like this cave where Intergang basically comes in, and you find out that one of the person that was with Adriana, thinking that she's like helping him, is the one like actually behind the leaders of the Intergang, and they are looking for the crown. She awakens Black Adam, and this is what I really enjoyed about this movie, is the action scenes in this movie, like with Black Adam just wiping out everybody in all sorts of ways, taking out helicopters, doing the slow motion moves, stopping rocket launchers, just killing off everybody like no remorse whatsoever, no mercy. I really enjoyed that, and I feel like that's been missing a bit in the DCEU like franchise. You haven't had a lot of like these huge action scenes that have been delivered here, so I really loved what they did with Black Adam's viciousness and him not holding back whatsoever, because the movie kind of is a bit slow until Black Adam gets introduced, and that's when it really picks up, and the action sequences are just stunning from there on out. Even as the movie progresses, as Black Adam is in the city and Intergang are like coming after like Adriana and her son, and just the way he's like killing people, it was just fantastic for me. And then as you get introduced to like the JSA, the Justice Society, I like the little like the mansion, the plane, similar to like X-Men type vibes. You got Dr. Fate with Pierce Brosnan, who I loved his performance in this movie. He stole the scenes every single time he was on screen. Dr. Fate was perfectly written and really well delivered in terms of performances by Pierce Brosnan, and I really liked that interaction he had, like the comments about sarcasm between Black Adam and himself. You get introduced to a Hawkman played by Aldis Hodge, and he really killed it in this movie too. I really liked Hawkman in this movie, and I'm so excited to see like when he starts appearing in future movies and shows. He was really amazing. And then you've got Cyclone, you've got Atom Smasher, and they brought like a nice fun element to the movie. Atom Smasher at times was hilarious, and I really liked the interaction between Hawkman and Atom Smasher. Like the comedy, when it worked, it really worked, and it was really well timed and funny, and the interactions they had. But the fight scenes too, like Black Adam versus JSA, was so perfect. Like it really was a great action type movie. The only thing is I wish we got to explore more of JSA. I wish we got to see, because they mentioned a little bit of like Dr. Fate and Hawkman, their like relationship together, their friendship, but we never really got to explore that. So I really wish they could have like explained that more, because in terms of the runtime, the movie is just over 2 hours, like 2 hours and 4 minutes I believe it was, and I feel like they could have extended the movie more action scenes, more like gore. I know the ratings didn't allow it in terms of like what it was for a movie, but I feel like the runtime should have been extended a little bit, because you had so much more things to explore in the movie that they kind of like held back on. Similar, like, because as the movie is progressing, like I mentioned, the JSA get involved due to Amanda Wallace. She's getting involved, sending them in. They have that huge fight scene, and then basically they need Black Adam's help because Adriana's son does get kidnapped, and because he's got the crown. And so you kind of see the interactions between Hawkman and Black Adam, them kind of working together, but they're working together in like a funny manner, and that's when you like build up towards like the third act, because they end up rescuing Adriana's son, but Ishmael is revealed to be the villain. He's the one that gets the crown. He's the one that was with Adriana and basically backstabbed her, was it part of like Intergang. So he manages to get the crown because he is a descendant of the king from like the history that you show in the beginning of the movie. So he gets a crown. Sabak is created, but because they think he's dead, they manage to convince Black Adam to like say Shazam, go back to like a regular person, not be able to say the phrase. So they basically take him to this facility underground, underwater, where you get like a cameo from Emilia from Peacemaker. And so she takes him, they put him in like this tank thingy. I can't remember the name of it or like how to best describe it, but he's basically there, and that's when you've got Sabak. So you've got Sabak basically taking down Conduct, you've got the JSA trying to like fight him, Dr. Fate, Hawkman, Atom Smasher, Cyclone, and I really hate what they did there, killing off Dr. Fate. Like, it sucks because Pierce Brosnan does such a fantastic job with Dr. Fate, but he manages to like get Black Adam to like escape, say the Shazam word, come and just destroy Sabak, finally becoming the ruler of Conduct. And that's where you kind of like lean towards now the post-credit scene, because like he has officially been viewed as a hero now. And like I said, the interaction between JSA and Black Adam was fantastically written. And then you get towards like the post-credit scene, you've got Amanda Waller using a drone, telling Black Adam to not step out of Conduct or she'll send bigger help, basically fearing Black Adam. And that's when he destroys the drone, and you get that appearance of Henry Cavill as Superman with his like iconic suit with the curl swirl, and everybody just applauded when he appeared, saying, basically having that interaction with Black Adam, hinting at a future possibility of Black Adam versus Superman movie, and just having Henry Cavill appear. As I mentioned, it was spoiled for me before the movie like brought up, but it was a great experience seeing Henry Cavill on the big screen again playing Superman. So it really put a smile on my face. And in terms of overall in the movie in itself, yes, some of the storyline is messy and like up and down in terms of plot wise, but I had a fun time with it. I really enjoyed the action scenes, the fight between Black Adam and JSA, Black Adam just wiping out Intergang, the way he like does it. It was a fun action movie for me. It's, as I mentioned, typical Rock type action movie, but it was a fun movie nonetheless, and I feel like it is a step in the right direction for the DCEU, and I feel like they really need to start pushing to have like a great connected universe, to have great movies. I'm really excited for The Flash, for Aquaman 2, for Shazam 2, so I'm really hoping that now that Henry Cavill's back, we have Man of Steel 2, Justice League, so much more to come. So this does bring me hope, and I definitely think that this is a great movie for me. Like, maybe not the best in the whole DCEU, but definitely a good fun movie to watch. So if you have seen it, let me know down in the comment section below what you thought about it. If you liked it, if you didn't, let me know in the comment section below what you thought. And again, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, like button, notification bell, so that you don't miss out on videos coming into the channel. So much content coming here on the channel, so don't miss out. Hit that subscribe button. But thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for listening. If you haven't already, check out the Chucky playlist I've done. I've got the Halloween franchise playlist still being posted on here, so check those out if you haven't already, and keep an eye out on the Hellraiser movie reviews coming in the upcoming week. But again, this is YK Reviews. Peace.